Hi everyone. I thought I'd do a vlog on, do you ever feel like you're trying to find yourself? I know that kind of sounds weird, but it made sense when I was just thinking about it. Well, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just sitting here, freezing and hot at once. That could be a whole vlog in itself. I don't even know if I could explain it. Anyhow, finding yourself. What made me start thinking about that, I've been watching some vlogs about doing gardens, like, in containers, which I do. I put a lot of stuff just in, I keep my containers from year to year, and, like I'll put tomatoes in there. You've seen they're like patio tomatoes they're called, but they're just pots I have and I put in. And I started thinking how, in the last few years, well, it seems like in the last few years when what's going on in the world, my garden isn't good. They're getting diseased and eaten up by critters, and that's never happened. I've always had hundreds and hundreds of gardens. Well, not at once, but one time I had at least 12 different gardens going. Even more if you count the fruit trees and everything. So as I was watching that, I was planning like, I got all these containers, and I could probably find a nail, and I'd have to get a hammer and just put some holes in the bottom. But then I thought, if I go through all that work and I have leftover soil, if I go through all that work and they get diseased, or whoever is eating them, is it worth all the effort? Then I thought, all of a sudden just popped in my head, finding yourself. And I thought, what is myself? What is the essence of myself? Well, of course, number one is a mother. And that is now dwindled down to one child. But not the way I thought it would be with, the eighth child. I thought we could enjoy more things together. Kind of like, when you have your first child. I don't know. Do you really enjoy a lot of things when you have your first child? Or do you worry a lot? That could be another video. But anyhow, finding yourself. This kind of goes along with the aging thing that I'm going to be doing. I think I did a little by little, I'm creeping into that. So, as we get older, things change. Or some people are lucky things don't change. Maybe their lives stay the same or even get better. There are lucky people in this world. Like I said, my mom herself, she never went to the doctors. I don't know how she did it, but she never went until she got Parkinson's. But I know with me, as you all know, because what is the YouTube word? I'm transparent. So you all know my problems. Well, not all of them, because who wants to hear them all? But, health problems. And I guess in general, usually when you get older, you do get health problems, especially us women, when we don't have as much estrogen, then, we have more chance of fractures. We have more chance of heart attack, stroke, I'm not going to mention all the crap. Who wants to hear what we could be possibly in for? But in spite of all that, well, what would have been good is if people told us to drink more milk, because up to age 30 is when all that calcium you're taking in counts for later in life. But people didn't tell us that, so tell your grandchildren that. So all we're left with is what we have now. The body we have is what we have. What is happening is what we have. So again, remember that fork in the road? The thing I always used to tell my children growing up, there's two choices in life, the right one or the wrong one. So as we're trying to find ourselves, if we're in this new state of, state of mind maybe, state of body, state of aging. Well, let's just talk about the unlucky ones of us that may have, arthritis. Obviously, we're all getting bone loss as you get older. Fibromyalgia, which a lot of people have. I don't know. Whatever we have, things that we didn't have, that we never even thought of. Like I said, I wish I would have thought of these things to ask my mom, because she's not here now, and she could give me good advice. So I know several of you have fibromyalgia, which I'm pretty sure I have it not long ago, well, it was a while ago. This PA told me he thought I had, and I'm pretty sure he's right. And I've learned from when I had an x-ray for trying to figure out this heat thing that I have arthritis from my neck to my sacral, which means my neck down my spine to my sacral, which is down low, like where your backbone ends. Is that right? Backbone, yeah. And then I have this mystery heating thing. And the list goes on. And I know all of you have your things. So, finding yourself. How do we find ourselves? Well, we could, believe it or not, find ourselves. I think about it. That person that I was, well, I did way too much now that I look back. And I think, how could I do it? I had more kids and I did more than I do now. Well, of course, we were younger. We could do more when you're younger. You don't have all these aches and pains. Oh, yeah, and I have Raynaud's too, and it's getting much worse. But what are you going to do? You can either pity yourself, you can get sad and depressed, you can let anxiety take over, or you can try to push through it. And that's the hard part. But you know what? And I'm not trying to exclude people who haven't had children, but I'm just talking from my perspective. I've had children, so I'm just talking about, well, that's all I can talk about. I can't talk about other people because I'm not the other person. But from my viewpoint, having all those children, it was a lot of work. It was a lot when I think, how did I ever get all that done and get everyone to where they had to go? Basketball, soccer, music lessons, after-school activities, school functions, all that stuff. How did I do it? Well, again, younger, didn't have all those problems. I did have that heart thing. I don't even want to go into that. But anyhow, I mean, I had some issues. But, you know, when you're younger, you can handle those issues better. So now, I think it is, again, I'm talking from my perspective. I don't have all those children to distract me. So maybe I had some more health problems, but I didn't have time for them because I had my kids. They always came first. I would never take a break for myself. My mom would always say, sit down a minute. When your kids are eating, sit down and eat with them. I was really bad about eating. Always. I was always rushing around doing stuff for the kids, thinking about the next meal, what kind of goodies I can make for them. And my mom was right. I should have sat down when they were eating and eat with them. When I would eat, I'd be standing up or, you know, never, well, I did sit down with them, but I didn't eat because I was always doing something else. Like they'd be eating lunch and I'd be cutting up apples to make an apple pie. I don't know, that was just me. But now that we're aging and we have these aches and pains, I know my mom had aches and pains, but she just, I don't know how she did. She worked so long. Like I said, she retired 4 times and kept going back. Or maybe she didn't have aches and pains. I don't know. I'll never know. But I think now what's going on in our world makes everything harder. Again, my perspective. So I've chose not to go out of the house. I mean, if the weather ever gets nice, of course we'll go in the backyard, the front yard, wherever, you know. The front yard we have to deal with the 200 cats from next door. The backyard we have deer galore, and I'm deathly afraid of deer. But, you know, at least when you go outside, everything feels a little better. Cold weather makes everything worse, you know, aches and pains and all. So then, what do? I like to journal, but I found I haven't been journaling as much as I used to. So I'm going to have to get on that. I know Colleen does quilting. I've always wanted to do quilting. But right now, I'm not in a position to be able to, you know, do that. Things, you know, that's the thing. A lot of hobbies cost money. I'd like to draw, but, you know, it just, right now I have more important things. But I do have that book sitting there. It's there, already paid for. And I could just pick it up. But you know, I don't, because every second I waste, not waste, that's the wrong word. I spend looking up stuff about what's wrong with my son. So I guess when I think about all that I've said, and what I meant about waste, I'm wasting my precious time. No, that's not right, because I feel that my precious time is not wasted on looking up things for my son, but I'm wasting my time that I guess I still haven't learned that I do deserve my time. But you know, it's hard to, what's the saying, lead an old horse to drink? No. There's all kinds of sayings. I always used to say it about guys, you know, if a guy isn't married by a certain age, forget it, they're set in their ways. Okay, I veered to the left, and I don't know where I was going with that. But anyhow, I guess, you know, I'm not set in my ways. I definitely, you know, change according to the situation. What is it, a chameleon? What's the thing that, I don't know. I'm way over to the other side. Anyhow, I can change according to what's going on. I don't like change, but you know, I can make it happen. Okay, now I'm way past left field. Now I don't know where I'm going with it. But anyhow, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I guess when we get older, unless we have a good life, we can either sit in our pity, let anxiety get the best of us, or push ourselves to do the things we like, push through the pain. And that's hard, believe me, because I have to hold my head up. My neck hurts so bad after a certain part of the day, especially when the sun goes down. I have to literally hold my head up with my hands. I cannot. It hurts so bad. But I do it because I don't want the pain. They say it's not good to wear a neck brace because then your muscles atrophy. But you know, I'm thinking if I could get 10 minutes a day of not having pain in my neck, it would be well worth it for me. So, I hate to use the word point. I don't know what other word I can use. I can say the point of my video, or I don't know, I have to look up another word, is if you're feeling down and out, or like aging sucks, and it does. I don't know. My idea of aging was growing old with a husband. But if that's not what happened, what you planned, then you play the hand of cards you've been dealt. Oh, I hate that saying. Just like pick yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't like that saying either. So, of course, it's probably easier to just, you know, I haven't suffered from depression, so I can't really speak a lot about it. Except I had a side effect from a heart medicine, so I have experienced it, and it definitely is not a party. Neither is anxiety, and that I've experienced. So, I guess the main thing is to know if you suffer from those things. That's the main thing, because if you're in denial, you can't help yourself. So you could, I guess, either choose to live in the world of you just exist, which a lot of days I feel like that. Every night I do. It's like, ugh, going to bed while I sleep. Or, I shouldn't really say that because I don't think that way. It's just, after I've, you know, laid in my bed and I don't sleep and I get up, I feel like, oh my gosh, another night I haven't slept. How much longer can this go on? But I try to sleep. Like I said, I go lay down, at least lay down, and hope sleep will come. So if you're going through aches and pains and different things, and you're no longer a busy mom and rushing kids around, and you have whatever health problems, like I always say, even take 15 minutes out of your day to do something, anything, even if it's just, like I'm not a coffee drinker, to have a cup of tea. Of course, in my case now, drinking something warm just doesn't sound good. But I still do, because I enjoy tea. Just try every day, just try 15 minutes. And if you journal, write that in your journal. And then if you look back in your journal, you will start seeing more positive things than negative. Journaling is really good, and, I should start doing more. I mean, I find myself, I have a journal on Polly. I have to keep so much track of everything he does and eats and drinks and everything. But, I can fit a little time in for myself. Well, I should. But as you journal and you write down every day 15 minutes what you do, that will motivate you to do more, and maybe you'll have more time. Like if you're, retired, or your children are grown and maybe your spouse is working, you have a lot of time on your hands. And if you push yourself to do those things for you because you are important, you'll find more good things. Because I found for me, and I don't remember the last time I did it, but I remember when I would read books, I would love it, and I couldn't wait till night came so I could read some of my books. I would actually fall asleep reading a book. Ha! If only back for those days. But if you push yourself and try it, just try it for a week. Push yourself every day, 15 minutes. Do something nice for yourself. It could be lighting a candle. It could be, meditating. But maybe that's a little too much to ask. Looking through a magazine, talking to a friend, taking a walk if you're lucky enough to live in a place where it doesn't snow, or even walking around your house, or just sitting in a chair and moving your hands and your feet. My mom used to always say when she got older, she would just try to move her legs where she was sitting, or just move your hands. Like I found I have arthritis, well, in the one finger. It was definitely verified, but I know I'm getting it in the other fingers. So when I sit, I try to just move my fingers because I feel more and more they're like locking up. So I do that. And I think if I wrote that down in a journal and then I would look back on it, I would see, I'm sure I'd see that the days that I do that were better days. So I challenge you for a week to get a notebook, pieces of paper, whatever, and write down 15 minutes out of every day. Do something for you, something you enjoy, or you might not enjoy, like moving your feet or moving your fingers, or, whatever you have to do for whatever hurts you. But do it, and let's see how you feel, and I will do it too. And then we could all share what we did. So this is a part of my series of aging. And I wasn't going to title it Aging. I had a real good title, but guess what? I didn't write it down, so now I don't remember. So let's try this and see what happens. See if my theory is right. I think it will take more than a week, but I think it will be like a start. When you look back to the week of making yourself important for 15 minutes a day, I think it will elevate your mood to a better place. Try it and see. Prove me right, prove me wrong. Just try it. So for now, don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that stuff. I feel awful saying all this stuff. Don't forget to hit your notification bell, because then you know when I put up a video. Hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, which puts out my videos. Be kind to people. You have no idea what people are going through, especially nowadays, I'm sure what we're all going through together is just causing more problems. I'm pretty sure I could bet my life on it. But all we can do is the best we can. But be kind to yourself. Take those 15 minutes a day and write them down. If you don't want a journal, just write them down for 1 week what you did. And let me know after a week. So we'll start with I don't know what the date would be on the Sunday. Let me think. Maybe it's the 20th? Whatever the Sunday is, this Sunday. The week after Valentine's Day. So whatever it is, that Sunday to the next. 15 minutes a day. And then we'll come back to this topic. And hopefully we'll have a conversation about it. And again, I promise to get back to your comments. Like I say, I don't know if I'll do it through video or answer them. we'll see. But I wanted to just get some of the aging stuff going because I just feel bad. I made a promise and it just lays heavy on my heart, and I thought if I can take a little bit of time out and do what I promised, because this makes me feel good. So come along on this journey with me and see where it gets us. And most importantly, stay safe. Bye, everyone.